Today I wanted to take a few minutes to walk through my 2019 December daily album foundation pages. So these are the pages that I've already set up that I'm going to be using to document December and to help generate some stories and ideas and get some of the crafty work out of the way before the month begins and it's chaos every day. And so for this year, I am using primarily the LE Studio Document December kit from 2019 for my album as part of being on the design team. I got a kit, and so I'm really excited. It's turning out really great so far, and I feel excited to document this holiday and the whole season. So I'm gonna walk you through. We're gonna flip over to see the album, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy holidays. All right, let's get started. For my December daily this year, I am using a 6x8 album, so I've got a nice wide 2.5-inch spine. I did 3x8 last year and ended up with 2 albums. So this year I wanted to use up an album that I had in my stash. This is one from Ali Edwards, either from 2017 or 2018. What I did one year, it may have been 2017, I bought a bunch of kits, I bought a bunch of albums because I got some sales on things, and so I bought a bunch of things knowing that I have back years. I have probably at least 3 or 4 years to go back and do December daily in an album. Last year is the first year that I actually completed an album. So let's dive in. I am primarily using the LE Studio Document December kit from 2019. And so that's mostly what you'll see. I've added in a couple of other pieces from other companies and designers that I like. But mostly I'm using that kit because I'm on the design team. And so I wanted to use the kit, and I enjoy the kits. I've ordered the kits and used them the last 2 years. So I am enjoying what I've got going on so far. Inside, I used a December 2019 wood veneer. That's just, I used some red line tape so it stays in place nice and hopefully won't fall off. Anything that I've used red line tape on, I have not had fall out of my albums to date, so knock on wood. Hopefully this stays the same because I like to do things outside the page protectors. But I'm using that inside the album to sort of denote which year it is. It'll also be on the spine outside. You'll also see throughout the album I have post-it notes with notes to myself as I've gone through the foundation page process, what I am wanting to remember, techniques I want to use, that kind of thing. This says cozy. This is sort of my word for the season, and so it's something that I want to remember, and so I've just got a little note inside tucked away to like keep as a mental note because I can usually see it when I'm working in the album. So for my starter page, again, this was a Ali Edwards album, so I've got the 6x8 page protectors with a few other varieties mixed in. They've all come from her shop, so if you have any questions about the styles of page protectors or things that I'm using, that's where they're all from. So this is a new design this year, so it's a 4x6 on top and then 2x2s, 6 2x2s on the bottom. I used this in my Week in the Life album this year for my title page, and I'm really happy to just sort of continue the same thing. I like that those 2 specialty albums for the year will have the same setup in the beginning. Inside I used a couple pieces from the kit, so the Ho 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 wood veneer confetti is in here. These are stickers from the kit. The tag is from something from my stash. It's like got gold dots on there. I don't know if you can see that sparkle or not. Oh, there you go. An acrylic heart or acrylic star, an acetate heart, this little Simple Joys acetate, and then this is actually upside down. The pockets are all fused, so I can't fix this. I kind of wish I had glued it in place, but it's fine. So this is one of the little tags from the kit that says December, and then I just stamped Joy repeated inside there. Then on the back, this is where I'll do sort of my intentions for the season. I'm using the wish list card from the main kit, and so I wanted it to be that I'm sort of writing out what I'm wishing for in relation to coziness, in relation to sort of my theme for and just general thoughts and feelings. On the back of some of these, I did things, so like here I stamped out something merry and bright, and that is from the Sorry, I'm looking at my stamps. That is from the Holly Jolly stamp set that you could get from Ellie Studio. And then this is another tag that I put on the back. This little wood veneer tree is something from an old Ellie Studio, just document December kit, and then an Allie Edwards chipboard that just says cozy on it. I like to use a lot of see-through elements in my December daily, so you'll see that through my foundation pages and once I complete the album. So here I'm using, this is a transparency from Allie Edwards, and then there's these great plastic shapes that come in the kit. And so I've got the plastic tree on here, and then a little like border, scallop border piece using one of the word phrase stickers, Celebrate. And this is a Allie Edwards sticker tab. Behind this, and here you'll start to see my notes, this will be a full-size photo, so it will be the whole size of the page, it'll be the same size as the page protectors. And so I've already completed the back of it, but this will be a full-size photo, probably from previous to December, because on the back I am planning to do some vellum here with typed journaling all about our pre-December activities and the things that we're doing before December even starts. So usually this includes putting up our tree, may or may not include decorating, but definitely like putting up the tree. And then usually Thanksgiving week, we go to the beach, we take our Christmas photos, we do some winter December Christmas activities at the beach. Like they have a light display and things like that. So that's where some of that journaling will go. And so I just stamped out, these are using the Candy Cane Jane, large Jane alphas. Let me see if I can find those. So Candy Cane Jane alphas have this really fantastic like peppermint stripe on them. You can see I used the red ink, so they're a little stained, but that's okay. They're clean, just stained. And then what I also used for the smaller letters are the Stanley Jr. alphabet set, which just came back into the shop. These are an old version. These were the original ones, and so they came in 2 packages. I think now they come in 1 package, but these are my most favorite alphabet stamps ever. Yeah, I use them a lot. You can see that some of them are quite stained and dirty, but I love these, so I'm really happy that Ellie brought those back this year. All right, so then this will be some sort of photos or collage. There may be more pocket pages added in, whatever. But then on the back, so most of my spreads are 2-page, so the front and back, or back and front, I guess. So here, this is vellum. It may be hard to see. Let me see if I can find something dark that I could slip in here. So I used the Jane, the large Jane alphas that Ellie has been releasing all year long. They also have letter dies. And so I used the die cuts to cut out Rockin' Around in a sheet of vellum. And so I plan to have this be interactive with a 6x8 photo, all about our Christmas tree. So on the other side here, I've got the Christmas tree details card from the kit. This red card is from the kit, the tree die cut, the holiday favorite wood veneer, and then some stickers that were also included in the kit. A note here that's it's actually stuck, so I can't pull it out. I can just take it out. So this is a 25 card, and I already have something on the 25th, so I'm going to cut this 2 out. That'll leave me the 5 that I could use for another project or something, or later in the album. So using the 2 from the card to signify day 2. I do tend to work that there is a story per day, and I try to find a story from that day to put in the album. But I also know some days there's not going to be anything interesting or holiday related that happens, although that does happen a lot of the season. And so I'm not explicitly documenting holiday things. I'm documenting everyday things in my December dailies. But I'm also going to do some writing and journaling this season that's a little more intentional, a little more prompted. And so some of my days might include that if I don't have like an activity or something that I want to include, if it was just kind of a day at home. with nothing really going on. So I don't know what this story will be yet, but I've set up like the green 2, the green that coordinates with the green card. And this is a 3x8 page protector. So I'll add a tab to this so you can see that it's something that turns. And so it's 2 3x4s stacked on top of each other. And then I've got the one of the red acetate hearts in there, and it'll be a photo or a journaling card or something. And then on the back, I've got the list of 3 cards, or, you know, things that comes in 3s, and the 3 sticker that I just cut out from the sticker sheet that I want to use. And so that'll be 3, and then there will be photos here. So day 3 will be that. For day 4, these are actually some chipboard alphas, large, very large chipboard alphas from Ali Edwards. They're from, I don't know, some kit at some point, maybe a story kit or something. And so I had enough to spell out the word 4. So what I'll do is I'll probably just leave these floating because they're big enough that they're not going to spin. And then I will fuse the top of the pockets. But I didn't want to do that yet in case I want to slide something in behind, like maybe transparencies or photos or something. So I haven't closed those up yet, but I like that as a big statement for day 4. On the back, I may just leave it the way it is. That doesn't bother me, that it's like the like brown chipboard. So then a note here, full-size journaling for day number 4 on the front. And so this will be like some sort of journaling that I do about day 4. And then a full-size photo for day 5 on the back. And so when I say full size, I typically mean it will not be in a page protector. It will be outside the page protectors. And so that means it'll be the same size as the page protectors, which is like 6 1/4 by 8 1/2 or something like that. I may have those. It may be 6 1/2 by 8 1/4. Yeah. So, but again, just note so that I remember that I wanted to do that when I set this up. This is a large wood veneer number from this year. It was available with this year's from Ali Edwards shop this year. And so what I did is I used a stamp from last year, one of last year's stamp sets. That was the Document December stamp set. And so I used this really pretty holly pattern because I really like that pattern. Stamped it out and then gold embossed it. So this will be my number for number 5. And what I am doing on day 5 is there's this journaling card that had a spot for a list of 5. I'm going to look for joy that day. And so this is my story prompt, 5 joys from the day. And so again, the cards can be set up to remind me what I want to talk about in that day. And so that makes it really easy. If the story changes or something, that's okay. I'm flexible enough to like move things around and change my plan. But I like having a game plan because on the days where I don't want to, or I'm exhausted and can't think of a story to tell, this will help. So this is Wood Veneer Joy that's in the kit or available as an add-on. One of the mint green labels. I love the mint green in this year's kit. The striped 4x6 card and a little puffy heart. Day 6, I made a little just like title card for the day, I guess, using some of the acetate shapes, one of the number stickers, and another sticker from one of the other puffy sticker sets that's included. And so this will be, day 7 is over here, so like day 6 will have some sort of other insert maybe, or it will just be this, I'm not sure yet. So day 7, I'm actually running a 5K on the 7th of December. And so I used the Jane Alphas. I think you can see this, but just in case, to stamp out Run Run Rudolph, because I thought that was really fun on vellum. And so I'll make some sort of a flip up with a photo underneath probably, or journaling underneath. And then I used, this is a Wood Veneer 7 that Ellie had available earlier this year. I don't know if they're still in the shop or not. And then this is a transparency, 3x4 transparency card that's in here. There's some of those available in the kit and they're so awesome. I love transparencies, so I'm excited about those being in here. And this one just has like a printed frame around it. So you could use it on top of a photo or something like that, but I liked it sort of framing the 7 in this page. Day 8, I made a really large tag, so it'll have some ribbon pulled through. This cork 8 is from an Allie Edwards kit, maybe a Week in the Life kit or a story kit from last year. This is just a piece of the 6x8 paper from Ellie Studio that I cut down. I love the pattern on that. It's super fun. So then on the back, I'll do journaling. It may be typed. It depends on how much I have. I don't know what pockets will go with this yet, but I want to use this tag for day 8. Day 9, I plan to do a full sort of page layout. And so you can see my notes here. I have a sort of a full sketch of what I want to do that will include at least a 4x6 photo. And it's a See Disney Halloween title page. So I actually have this is just a sketch from another page that I've already made in a Disney album from Halloween from 2017. And so I just want to replicate that. I don't always have to reinvent the wheel. No one's going to coordinate that no one's going to put together that like those are the same. And even if they do, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But I like that layout. And so I was flipping through that album earlier this season for something. And I was like, oh, well, that could look really good. So it's got a tag, it's got a circle, all good things. So that'll be day 9. On the back, I've got day 10. And so what I plan to do for day 10, I've created this. This is just a 6x8 piece of cardstock that I cut down. And then I used the, one of the number stickers, one of the puffy alphas that was available with this kit. So this is the puffy alpha. So they're all just mixed colors that match the kit, which I love. So I used the numbers 1 through 10, listed them out. This actually, it's hard to see because it's not very shiny in the page protector. It's not maybe very shiny at all. But this is a gold Sharpie. It's a like oil-based Sharpie, I believe. Maybe not. It's a metallic. And so it's the gold metallic Sharpie. I use that quite a bit in this album and the 2017 album that I'm currently working on. It's got this really pretty, just like gold finish. And makes it easy to draw sort of wonky lines, hand-drawn lines. So I will list out 10 things that I'm grateful for. From the season, from that day, not sure, maybe up until that point. This will be day 11 on the back. I made a little card here that says you are on Santa's nice list. I used a hexagon punch and punched out something for pieces of pattern paper for something I created later in the kit or later in the album. And so I had an extra one. And so I just like traced it. I'd seen this idea on Pinterest of like this fine line sort of hexagon, layered hexagon thing. And so I wanted to replicate that because I'm feeling a little inspired by hexagons with all the Ellie Edwards things that are going on, things like that. So yeah, I wanted to use that. It didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted to, so I may use it, I may not. But then I'm using another one of those transparency 3x4 cards that says ho 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 on it. And so that'll be day 11. Day 12, again, another like title card that I made, something that just uses a bunch of elements. I feel like that's not really something I've done in the kit before or in my albums before. And so I really enjoy just sort of making these little like collages to go in my album. So it's wood veneer, best time of the year. The 12 is like a polka dot puffy alpha. And so this is it's so cute. It's my favorite. I need to use it or I'm going to hoard it forever. And then down below is one of the 4x6 cards that just has like a little space for journaling or something. I've also used these cards. This is a pretty popular template for Ellie Studio. And so I've used them before where I've done like alpha stickers in here to like sort of title different things. So I'm not sure how I'll use that yet. This is a card that I want to use for sure in my album. I don't know where. So sometimes throughout, this is the first one I've come across, but what I did is I went in and cards or products that I must use, I really, really want to use, I just slid them into pockets. So when I get to this day, it may end up on 12, it may end up on 3, it may end up somewhere back in the back part of the album. Doesn't matter. I just want to know that I want to use this. I don't want it to get lost in my stash. For day 13, this is another 3x8 insert. And so up at the top, I used some of the candy cane acrylics and sort of made them into like a little pattern. And then I fused the top of that shut. This will be for journaling. So this is day 13. Some of the stamps from this is the Christmas phrases stamp that I stamped out here. And then for this one, I just covered up the merry and bright sentiment in this stamp. I just like put a piece of tape over it. And then actually, I think I did this with marker. So I color, if you use your markers, you can make your stamps go further and be multicolored. So I colored the outline of the black. I didn't do anything to the words in the center. And so then when I stamp it out, I only have this. You want to use a brush marker for that, but that's a great sneaky technique. And then I paired it again with just a card that I want to use in this kit or in this album. So it, again, maybe for 13, it may not be. And again, I love that little see-through. It's like a peekaboo. This is a page that I had bookmarked on Instagram that it was inspired by someone, and forgive me, but I can't remember who did this at this time. So this is a 6x8 page from an old Ellie Studio kit. I believe this is from last year's 2018 Document December kit. But I had already sort of cut down a lot of my 6x8 paper for this year, so I'm having to be creative with where I'm getting paper from. And so this was just something I had in my stash. I used, these are just cardstock, and they're cut and they're glued. You can see they're adhered on the backside, but I already have red line tape for whatever I'm going to put here, which will probably be a photo. And so it'll cover up, and so then they'll just be back to back. You won't even see the back of that. And then I just punched the corners to make them fancy. And so these are ornaments, supposed to be. This pattern paper is from this year's Ellie Studio kit. I used gold, this is gold cardstock, like a glitter gold. And so I used those to sort of cut out the tabs and then added ribbon, but these will all flip up. And so I usually do some documenting about our ornaments for the year. And so this will have a photo inside and then journaling about the ornament. Some of them are ornaments from our travels. Some of them are personal, like we get a family ornament every year. So I'll have plenty to talk about there. All right, the picture that will go on the back will coordinate with day 17. So this is, I created a template based off of something that I had in my kit, in my stash from Allie Edwards, which was like a half circle page, and made it work for slightly smaller paper. And so this dot pattern is something you can get in the Document December kit. The die cut of presents, I don't know if this day will be about presents, but it's a season of giving, so that's fine. This is one of those clear or acetate shapes at the banner, and so I just stapled it on. That's kind of the best way I've found to use them, or to just like leave them loose in a pocket, because you can see adhesive through them. Someone said running them through a Xyron sticker machine could work, because you would then have adhesive all the way across, and so it would be like a clear sticker. You wouldn't be able to see it. We'll see. I haven't tried that yet. And then the number 17 is from the puppy numbers stickers that come in the kit. So this is what that looks like. So they're all just a variety, which I love. I love that they're not the same. As you can see, I like to use a variety of numbers. So then inside, what it will be is it will be a photo. I think what I want it to be, this is old Ellie Studio paper. This will be covered. I think I want it to be a full circle photo. So this would be half and this would be the other half. And then do some journaling on the back. So again, this is an old Ellie Studio Document December paper. And I like to use baggies and interactives in my 6x8 albums. And so this was just a part of the packaging that came in my kit. I think it held like wood veneer or something like that. And then I pulled one of the old tags that I have because I like the size of it and it fits perfect inside this bag. And so what I'll do is I'll make my own tag using this as a template. doing either around here or currently during the holidays, some sort of journaling, maybe some stamping to go with that. It might be multiple tags that go in there. I have a lot of ideas, but just something different, something to mix it up. Another 3x8 insert. This has the Fa La La card, again, because I want to use it, not because this is where it will live. On the back, so for day 18, I plan to do documenting what I'm listening to. So like holiday playlists or favorite albums during the holiday, things like that. So this Cork 18 is from a December Daily kit from Allie Edwards, either last year or the year prior. And the holiday playlist card is here from the LA Studio kit from this year. So these will go hand in hand. This is a 2x2 pocket page. And so I've, again, left myself some notes. So these will be album images in here. And maybe they'll flip up, or they may not. They may just be front photos. And then I have like screenshot on iPad. So this is a idea that I got from someone else that I'm replicating. So on the back, the other thing that I do is I do some sort of advent calendar throughout the year. In past years, I've gotten the Lego advent calendars. I really like that. I did not get one this year, so I don't anticipate that I will be getting one. But last year, I did something fun with my letterboard where I did song lyrics on my letterboard and changed them out every day for the days leading up to Christmas. And so I think I'm going to do that again this year because it was super fun. It was kind of a pain, but it was something that I look forward to as part of my morning routine every morning. And then like left it as a surprise for my husband. He didn't know what I was doing for each day. He knew that I was doing that as my project, but didn't know what the lyrics would be for each day. So then we had a fun conversation about that. So on the back, I think I'm going to do sort of like hidden flip ups, like where the photo or pattern paper or something will flip up and then have the photo inside of that day's lyric. And it won't be for every day. It'll just be some of my favorites from the month. This is an Allie Edwards tag from an old December Daily kit. Again, I used a vellum, or it's not vellum, it's, what is this stuff called? It's like almost like parchment paper. That's not what it is either. Glassine. It's a glassine bag that came in my packaging for my kit. And so I just set it out under something heavy, under a scrapbook album, so that it flattened out, adhered it onto the tag. And then this is one of the die cuts that comes in the Document December kit. And so I'm going to include little photos on there. I don't know where this will live. It may move around, and that's fine. A place for journaling on the back. This is some notes to myself. My album gets a little less structured once we get to this point, because I'll go all the way, I think I'll go all the way through the end of the month. I did last year, but I don't know. I just didn't have the time for creating foundation pages. For me is up. So I got done what I got done. The rest of it I'll figure out as we go through the month. So for this one, this is one of the 4x6 cards that came in this year's kit. And I just have a note, add directly into album for decoration photos. And so including something about my decorations. Again, things that I want to use. I do not know if they'll be, right now I'm not working on any specific days. So this is a card that I made that's using the, what is this stamp set? The Holiday Words stamp. And I believe I saw that this is maybe no longer available. It may have been sold out. It was close to selling out a couple days ago. But just little type font words that are all holiday related, which I love. And so I typed out holiday shopping and added a piece of pattern paper to the corner. And so it'll just be a place for journaling, or maybe a photo that I clip in there. Candy canes, die cuts from and a label from the kit. Again, just something I want to use. All right, so the next page that I have sort of set up, again, is just mostly things I want to use. I don't know that this will be on the 22nd or, whatever date we're up to at this point. I have the Love This Tradition card, which could be great for any tradition that we have. And then another sort of cluster collage card that I made. So using the Mary card and then some ornaments from the die cut collection, and little 'Tis the Season wood veneer. This little tag, this is the hexagon thing that I told you that I made earlier. I love this. So I have a hexagon punch from Stampin' Up. So it creates pretty small hexagons. And I used it to punch pieces of all the different pattern papers, or a lot of the different pattern papers included in the kit. And then just added some puffy stickers and this Happiest Season of All from the Christmas Phrases stamp set. And then on the back, used my gold Sharpie to create some hand-drawn lines for doing my own journaling. So I'm excited about that. This is a note to myself to do 5 W's like I did last year. So last year was like a who, what, when, where, why in a 2x2 thing. And so last year I think I just did it as like 1 by 1 or one strip of these because my album was so small. But regardless, I want to do something similar to that this year for one of our events or activities that we do. And so that's just a reminder to do that one of the days, maybe, if I have space. This is something I created. Again, I went through Pinterest. This is such a great idea. I went through Pinterest and it's something I've never done before, really. I tend to look for like actual scrapbooking inspiration, not other design, and then interpreting that into my scrapbooking. But I had come across this really cool, it was like a house number, because it was like a metal plate that had the number carved out of it, like die cut out of it basically, and then it had a colored piece, a bright pink colored piece behind it, and like some lights around it as like an illuminated house number. And so I just really wanted to replicate that in the design. I love including, like I said, interactive elements, but also different shapes and sizes of things. So I created the circle. I just hand cut this because I don't have a cutting machine currently, which would have made it prettier because my hand cut doesn't really line up. I cut the 2 pieces separately. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. So this is some textured basil white cardstock. And so I used the Jane numbers to cut out 23, added a few puffy stickers from different sets, and then behind it is that red like Swiss dot pattern paper that's included on the back. And so then what I'll do is I'll cut a photo. I'll try set this down and trace it out and cut a photo to cover up all these little mistakes on the sides here. Because at first I thought I wanted it like punched in the album, but that didn't really work. So then I had to take it apart and like whatever. So it's got pop dots in between. I don't know if you can see that really well, but it has pop dots in between. So it's got a space in between so that this creates sort of a shadowy. Love that. Happy with that. Another card I want to use is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. May use that when we start like decorating, or I don't know, maybe we'll get a snow day. Another card I want to use, just that hatch green on mint sort of cross hatch pattern. This was paper that was included in the kit, 6x8, one of the gold acrylic stars that was in the kit. I think it was the only one included in the kit. Whatever, it's beautiful and I love it. The 24 sticker, and then one more sleep was from one of the phrase stickers. It's from the Document December sticker set. That's also where the Celebrate came from in the front of my album, but just took that out of there. One more sleep. So then on the back, probably a large photo. I love using large photos in my albums. And then I liked the way these 2 cards paired together, both in that they have the same style, like the sort of color highlight and then like the underline typeset type font. So May Your Days Be Merry and Bright and the Merry Details. So I'm probably going to use that with my Christmas Eve photos. Then we get to Christmas Day. This is a gold dot transparency that I bought at Michael's. I bought a bunch of transparencies last year, and so this is just one I had left over. Cut it down to be the same size as the page protectors. Added the wood veneer 25 and the Merry Christmas acrylic, both that came with the kit or add-ons. I believe they were both in the kit. as sort of an opening page for Christmas Day. Our Christmas Day is a bit chaotic. We usually do at least 3 Christmases during Christmas Day. My family's Christmas, like my parents and my siblings, we will be doing that, I believe, on the 23rd this year. Our holiday floats because it's based off my dad's work schedule and when he's in town, because he lives in Ohio part of the time. And so, so the 25th is like my husband and I in the morning. We go to his family in the afternoon, and then his immediate family usually comes over in the evening, and we do gifts all by ourselves. So there will be a lot that happening on the 25th. And I don't include all of my photos that I take or anything like that, because I also am doing Project Life during this time, so some of it can go in there. But I do like to include quite a few. This is a page that I take this out. So this is a page that I have set up that I had pinned on Instagram or saved on Instagram from a while ago. So I don't know if I can get you to see this. I think right there, maybe you can see. So it's white on white. So it's just a piece of white cardstock. And then I used this Christmas from last year's Document December stamp set. I used this Christmas. This may actually even be from 2017. It is. This is a 2017 set, not 2018. Sorry about that. So this hand-scripted Christmas is really pretty. And so I just stamped it out in white and then embossed it in white heat embossed it. And so, so it's really subtle but really pretty. And then what will happen is this, I have this in this page protector because it was a little wonky and so it needed to just flatten out, and I don't want to attach it yet because I may end up doing typed journaling on here, so I want it to be able to go through my printer. And so I just have it in this so that I know it goes together. But basically what will happen is like it will get journaling typed on it, and then it'll get pop dotted up on top of this page. So just a really subtle white on white. The Christmas favorite stamp set is in the Holly Jolly stamp set. Here we go. And so what I did is I just stamped it in red, and then I used some red glitter embossing powder. You can see the shine there to capture that. We'll put that away later. All right, so that'll be probably part of Christmas Day. Then I saw, this is another idea that I got from Pinterest, this sort of bold number list, which I loved, and I was like, this is perfect for December daily. And again, this was just a design, like I did design for like bold number. I did a search for like bold numbers or something like that, or number design or designs with numbers, something, maybe all 3 of those. And so I used the Jane Alpha number stamps. There's coordinating out numbers for all of the Jane Alpha stamps. And so I just used the plain ones, plain Jane. It's not actually called that, but it maybe should be. And stamped them all out in black, and then did 26 in red, and they're sort of off the edge. They're interacting with all the edges. I love this. This December story is from the Holly Jolly stamp right there. And then on the back, what I've done is this December story. And then I used the Stanley. So the Stanley Alphas, let me see if I still have them over here in my stack. Here they are. So the Stanley Alphas have a solid, and then they have an outline as well. And I love both of them equally. And maybe love the outline more, actually, slightly more. So then I use the Stanley Alphas to stamp out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I'll just tell 5 little mini stories from the 26th. This is, again, something I want to use, but I don't know where or for what yet. And so it's just one of the little December die cuts that's in there. So that may be where I like stamp the day in there, or stamp some little words from the phrases stamp. And then on the back, I used the Making Spirits Bright sticker from the Document December stickers, and put that on the back so that it's a see-through, like there won't be anything on the back of that. And then just using, so this is just a 2x2 page protector cut down to 4 squares. And so just something a little fun, again, maybe for the end of the month where I'm sort of over the project and it's getting late in the month and I'm tired of documenting December. The rest of this is just my, and my page protectors that came in the album that I've been sort of working from and pulling from. Those will come out when I'm not using them, or when I'm done setting up. But for now, they're just in there because it's easy to have them in hand or at hand. And then at the end, I think I'm going to do the December 2019 calendar. This is the one that came in the main kit. And probably just write in a little bit about what we did on days throughout the month. And there won't be something for every day, and that's totally fine. Maybe some of the days I'll fill in with puppy stickers, or add some more embellishment to it, but I also just like it the way it is. And I'm going to do that at the end of my album because I have a lot going on at the front of my album. And so this will be just a reflection, you know, back at the end of the month, and then maybe a large photo on the back to finish out the album. So those are my 2019 December Daily and Document December Foundation pages. Again, using the Ellie Studio kit primarily from this year. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments below or tag me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. I'm at Created by Steph in both of those places. Happy holidays, and I hope that you found some inspiration in here, some ideas that you might like to use, and I can't wait to see what everyone creates for this project, which is one of my favorites from the year. So, happy documenting and happy holidays.